Felt that way, but if you pay attention, every girl I know says, I don't like hanging out with girls. But I don't know if you know this or not, but it's the year of the woman. Yeah. So after 200,000 years, we finally got a year. Enjoy it, because I don't know when it's going to come around again. It's actually really hard to be a woman, and there are lots of ways that it's hard to be a woman, but lately for me, I find it really hard to be a woman in an office. When you're in meetings, you have to pretend that you don't know what you're talking about. You have to say things like, well, I'm not really smart, and I don't really have experience with this, but what if we tried it this way? Do you think that's a good idea? And then he'll repeat back to you what you said, and you'll say, yeah, that's a really good idea, we should do it that way. And when you send emails, they ask you, a yes or no question. You can't just say no. Oh my God, you can't just say no. You have to say, well, I thought about it, and I don't really think that'll work. Smiley face. I don't think a man has ever had to put a smiley face in a work email. I die a little inside every time I do it. I do it every single day. The other thing about being a woman that I'm really struggling with lately is self-care. Self-care, what the hell is self-care? I mean, we have so much we have to take care of. It's this big buzzword now. For me, self-care is if I remember to change my tampon before it leaks onto my underwear.
Amen.
That's when I know I'm taking care of myself. Do you think men have to keep up with self-care? I mean, what do they have to do? Shave their face? Scratch their balls? I mean, this is why they rule the world. They're not in the bathroom for 2 hours every morning like we are. I've been single for a really long time. So when I saw the topic for this weekend, relationships, I didn't know how I felt about that. I'm not in a relationship. I don't really need to learn about relationships. I'm single. So, of course, the topic was a relationship with yourself. We didn't see that coming. But, it's been a long time since I was in a relationship with anybody else, and I'm not really like aware when guys flirt with me anymore, And so a guy is like walking next to me on the street towards through DC. I'm walking my commuter bus, and he's just like walking, looking at his phone, and I go slower, he goes slower, I go faster, he goes faster, and I'm like, is this a creep? Am I about to get mugged? And so then he pretends to be lost so he can talk to me. And so, I show him where the Air and Space Museum is, and I'm, enjoy, and I go to walk to my bus stop, and he comes back, actually, I'm new in town, and would it be weird if I asked you for your phone number? And I was like, oh my God, he's gonna kill me. So I don't know why I gave him my phone number. I was so shocked, and I was maybe afraid he was going to pull a gun if I didn't. I don't know. So we start texting, and I ask him, why did you ask me for my phone number? What made you do that? And he's like, oh, you're such sexy hips. And I'm like, okay, he really is going to kill me. So we're texting, and I tell him I've been single a long time, and he asks me why, and I'm so bad at flirting. I respond, I'm aggressively single. Which I'm sure sounded to him like, don't come near me or I'll stab you. I just meant that I'm really, really single. I just don't know how to not be single. I like my king-size bed to myself. I like to leave the house whenever I want to leave the house, and I don't have to ask you if you're ready to go or not. But, he was like, oh, that sounds scary. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of practice. I should have said, oh, I was waiting for you, babe. To which he responded, oh, you made it hard. And I was like, I don't care. I know I can make it hard. I've been making them hard since 1992. And it didn't really have anything to do with me. I'm sure it gets hard 25 times a day. He didn't kill me. He didn't con me out of any money, but, we stopped texting. He wanted all these selfies. We talked one time, and we texted a couple days, and he wanted all these selfies. I don't know what you young girls have done, but you have made flirting really hard for us older women. You gotta cut that shit out. But, you know, I've been pretty happy hanging out with myself, you know, working on my relationship with myself. And then, you know, I come in here today and I hear all these things and I'm like, well, I really have a lot to work on. I wonder if this is another failed relationship. But then Sister Kay shared with us, and I'm only 42, so maybe I can become a nun too. Thanks, guys. See you next week.